Jor crouched over Evren, nursing him with syrup from a clay cup. Rabbit charred over the hearth and filled the air with her appetite. "They're stars, P," he was saying. "They've many names, though I don't know 'em all." Jor had shed his heavy furs and piled them over Evran. The firelight upon gaunt skin formed a skeletal mask in which eyes, absent lucidity, shivered and gleamed. "I've not seen them before." Reyth hoped to give her brother something to listen and latch onto, while dropping hot rocks in cold water to melt snow and boil sprouts. "There are mountains in Malvas Nor high enough to stand above the breath and see their color, blue, red, and white," Jor said, wiping sweat from Evren's forehead. It had grown late, but preparations for tomorrow's hunt demanded attention. "Blue, red, and white?" Reyth asked. A vision of lights reflected from the riverbed took form in her mind. "We saw a big one with 2 tails." Jor moved over to a fraying rug where he kept his workshop. He started laying out moss rock among an arrangement of glues, feathers, string, and smooth shafts. That'd be EU's whale, shed during the long dark, when EU wept for her sister lost in days without light. With a stone he smashed the moss rock fragments into smaller pieces, then started to fletch the U. Never seen it from the north. An omen, perhaps. A gaze worse than the shepherd's? Could be. "Sounds like fish talk to me, Pap," Reyth said, taking Jor's seat beside Evren to lock fingers with his. "Aye, but it's unheard of," Jor said. "Change is an omen, good or bad." Like death from a burrow, Evren's ghostly hand left hers to stretch for the medicine cup. "There's naw more, Ev," Reyth said. "Naw a drip. I'm sorry." Instead of the syrup, she untied the waterskin from her waist. Evren suckled every last drop like a nursing pup. Then she set to refill the skin in the water basin. It glugged, and like a leech grew fat. When satisfied, she fished it from the cold water and corked it. Sluggish and hefty, she held it over the flame to warm it for her brother's throat. "What was you thinkin', boy?" A rock cracked against another as Jor sheared bits of emerald glass away, emphasizing his point. "When you're gone, it's quiet, lonely, it's fun, and a good way to freeze to death." Evren's throat ground his response into dusty rasps. He'd once dripped with life. Vibrant and strong, he could chop twice as much wood as Reyth and track a fox 2 days gone. She'd always outshot him with the bow, but what did that matter if you couldn't find the game? Reyth began to prep the ingredients for Evren's morning medicine. Eberweed, tail of newt, spicebush, and cackle-root for pain. She crushed them into a fine powder in the dimple of a flat rock with an egg-shaped figurine carved into the likeness of a tyrannous trout. "Little cub, that's when you should sleep best. You may used to say, you canno get better if you busy getting dead," Jor said. Evren stared like he saw the stars through the tent skin. The boy looked more and more like a corpse with each passing day. Watching the hearth's embers smoldering in the silence, Reyth wondered how long he'd have to suffer before the shepherds showed some mercy. Shepherds, an idea. "I'm gonna go speak with Scylla tomorrow." This got her brother's frail attention. "What's tomorrow?" Jor asked. He hadn't turned, still busy at work. "It's the day of the white feather," Reyth said. "The white feather." "Pap?" she asked. "It happens every year?" All the fish girls come together and dance on the river's ice to wake the fish for the thaw. Then the men do it. Then the married do it. Then the unmarried do it. It's a big day. Mira will be there with Kumut and Arik. It'll be after our hunt." "Sounds fishy," Jor grunted. "Nah." Reyth set her cold feet close to the embers and wiggled her numb toes, daring to let a hint of her excitement show, with hope it might earn her father's blessing. "I was gonna dance and see the marriages." "You gonna get wed too? To a fish boy?" Evren said from beneath the covers. Jor scoffed, almost laughed, then paused his work to add, "And the Speaker will be there?" "The whole village will." "I don't want you wasting words with piss-spouting witches," Jor said. Reyth stopped herself from lying. It had never served her well. "Just thought to speak to her about Evren. Maybe she could help?"
hands twining shining glass and quail feathers. Jor's disapproving silence grew fat as the water-skin. Evren wheezed amid the quiet, his wonderful warm soul receding as more violence seized his body. Reyth stood, ready to rush to him, but it ended as quick as it began. Upset, he pulled the furs over his head, burying himself in the feverish heat of his blankets. "P, let the boy sleep and forget silly songs." "I wish to go," Reyth demanded. "I wish to dance, to sing, and to wake the fish like Ma would." "Please?" Her father didn't answer right away. Instead, he took his time and held his arrow to the light.
"I have heard enough of Speak a Scylla for one day," Jor said decidedly. "For the season. Hush it, and let your brother sleep. Medicine will heal his sick, not fishy words nor foolish fancies." Rebuked, Reyth argued no more. Though frustrated, Jor was right. Evren needed his rest. Rest that would never come if she insisted on being so selfish. Yet a quiet moment wouldn't do, not with how unease turned her stomach. Evren was worse than when they'd left, next time they went out. He may not be there when they returned. Approval or not, she'd find her chance. Arek could help her, would help her. Like her mother, her uncle loved the Twish and their ways. It wasn't fish talk like Jor called it. It was the wisdom of Tyrnus and fickle bounties. Growing tired herself, warming her feet by the fire, she began to dole out stew and hum. As had become tradition since Evren's illness took hold, she hummed a Yeltish lullaby, tender and sweet, sad and forlorn, an echo of a lost mother's warm but fading love.